What's that? One more time, what? Oh, we're live on Facebook, ready to come to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very big moment. Let's hear a clap and a cheer. Is that a clap and a cheer? We've got a clap and a cheer. This is the Camel live stream. Now, people are saying, what's the difference between the Camel live stream and the Camel chat? Let me say this. The Camel chat could be described as a tuxedo with a martini, shaken but not stirred, with 2 olives. It's very sophisticated. It's very special. It's special, okay? The Camel live stream, well, let's put it this way. It's a singlet, shorts, flip-flops, and a can of beer, and it's live. So who knows what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I don't drop an F-bomb, because you've got to remember I'm an Aussie, and it happens. So, what's going to be the format of this live stream? Well, for today, and maybe for the next week or so, we're just going to have it just me and a few people in the background from the crew. And then once we get all professional and we know what we're doing, what we're going to have then is we'll have people can come into the chat, and I think today we can take questions today, can't we? Yeah, we can take questions today. And we'll have a nice professional intro instead of the music we had before. We'll have some blues or something like that in it. And then what we're going to do is every week we're going to talk about topics that are hot in this digital marketing world that we're all agencies in. We're going to talk about some products from what I'm going to call the Duda app chat. We're going to look at some of the Duda apps that are out there and why they're good. Bit of a disclaimer, I'm never going to talk about price with those because we'll just get in a bloody big argument, and I don't want to do that. We're just going to talk about the features, how it can be a benefit. A couple other things I might do is I might do the site of the week, that any website from anybody that I see out there, I'm going to grab that and we're going to show that off and tell everyone why it's fabulous and fantastic. And that's it. So today, better introduce myself. I'm Shane Hodge. I'm CEO of TheCamel.co. I've got some of my crew. Got Clarissa, who's the head of our marketing department, and Clarissa's going to help me out by pressing buttons and so forth. Got Jamar, who's director of operations, and hey, did you say hi, Clarissa?
No, hi.
Hi. And I think we've got some hangers on in the background, Melody and Hero, who head up our solutions analyst team. So it's all going to be good. And what I want to do is, I think the conversations I'm going to pick up from the various Facebook chats, like the Duda community and Duda support community. If I see a chat that's getting a lot of following, I'm going to include that as a subject. Or if there's something on CNN that excites me and inspires me. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a red hot one. And I think you're really going to be interested in the subject today, because it's since November. This has been quicker than COVID, folks. I'm telling you. It's AI, or artificial intelligence. And I've got to be honest with you. When it comes to AI, my original feelings and thoughts on that, I would describe it. Have you ever seen the movie I, Robot? The world famous Will Smith, Will Smith, he was in it, and it's all about this company, S&R, that sells these robots that basically have taken over the world on meaningful, meaningless, easy tasks. Like, they became DHL operators, they became garbage man, they became waiters, they became barmen, they became doormen, they became drivers, all this sort of stuff, right? That was AI. And like anything else, it was preached that these are going to make our life easier, they're going to take the jobs that nobody wants to do, and everyone can move themselves up. Now, Will Smith was a policeman, and he basically hated S&R. Why? Because he believed that the robots were, excuse me, get ready for the beep, shitting on the little guy. What that meant was that the robots were going to basically not just take those jobs, but make sure that the people that had them didn't have an opportunity to go any further. So he had a lot of hatred. And then S&R were going to release this new robot, and that could do even more. And Will Smith was really worried about that one and preached against it. So my attitude was I liked Will Smith. I wasn't really happy because when the original Chat GPT 4, was it 4, kids? 4, Clarissa? Was it number 4? Clarissa, I'm talking to you. Was it? Clarissa's not even listened to me, folks. Was it Chat GPT 4, the first one? Yeah, see? I know what I'm talking about. Chat GPT 4 was the first one. When that came out, I was like Will Smith. Oh my God, here we go. I was also like Chicken Little. The world's fallen, the sky's fallen, but I wasn't the only one. There was a lot of people out there. The chats were huge on fear. And I had conversations with CEOs and operations directors of other companies, and they all had the same thing. This scares me, Hodgie. I'm not exactly excited about this. So I could have done that and kept going and posted on Facebook that this is so scary. It's iRobot all over again, but I decided that's not a good thing. I made the decision that I was actually going to play with ChatGPT 4 and decide how can this thing be a benefit? How can it make sure that every freelancer in the world doesn't die and go and beg on the street rather than build basic content? How can this GPT-4 not take the place of basic website building? How can ChatGPT not take over from basic SEO and Google Ads? How can that not happen, or how can it be a benefit? So I sat there one day and I just pulled up a cup of coffee and I downloaded ChatGPT-4 and I started to play. And I got to be honest with you, folks, I was shocked. I asked it questions and it gave me answers where I'm sitting back and I'm going, hello, this is scary. But then I started to put it into perspective. And I looked at it as I put my CEO hat on and I thought, how's this going to be a benefit to the camel? And therefore, people like you, the agencies out there, how's it going to be a benefit to you? So I had a situation where I needed to do two things this day. First of all, I'm a bit of a chef and I had to make a lunch. And I asked it a question. I said, please give me a recipe that's Michelin starred, for chicken using these ingredients. So I gave her some basic ingredients. 2 seconds later, folks, boom, there was a recipe. And I've got to be honest with you, it wasn't bad, okay? Then, on the Saturday night, I had to do a speech. It was the 10-year anniversary of TheCamel. And every year, I always do a big motivational speak for about 20 minutes, and I pick a theme song, and I use that to motivate the kids for the whole year. And I asked ChatGPT, I said, please do me a 15, 20-minute motivational speech using these 3 songs as the inspiration behind the speech. And I've got to tell you, folks, 30 seconds later, it wasn't bad. But when it came to the Michelin-starred recipe, it was good, but it was a cook's recipe. It wasn't a chef's recipe. What's the difference? A cook just cooks. They don't get creative. They don't do anything like that. They don't sort of sit there continually taste change. They don't add things in slowly but surely to get the aromatics going. They're a cook, right? So for a cook, it was a very good recipe. But for a chef, no. It was a good foundation, but what happens is the chef, what they like to do is they like to innovate. They like to do things on the fly. They like to add a little bit of this, add a bit. They continually taste, add a pinch of salt, taste, add a bit of garlic more, add a bit of this, add a bit of that. That's the difference. When it came to a recipe, ChatGPT-4 was a cook. Now, what about the speech? Now, I pride myself in the fact that I'm a bit of a motivational speaker. I'm also a writer, okay? I write my blog and I get very creative and I use sense of humor. I'm sarcastic, right? I put in things about films like Pulp Fiction and Die Hard and all this sort of stuff. I use a lot of analogies, right? Now, the ChatGPT-4 speech was pretty good. All right. Was it motivational, inspirational? Probably. Depends on who delivered it. But it didn't have a true speaker's touch. It was a talk. It wasn't a motivational speech. It lacked that little bit of polish. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the secret of how you're going to use AI. Right? Good friend of mine, Ness Brown, did a camel chat with her last week. She described it this way. She said, Shane or Hodgie, back in the day, agencies were like there was a horn section in an orchestra, there was a string section, there was a percussion section, right? So everyone had their specialty. That's what we were, right? But now, with ChatGPT, we are the conductors. We are the specialists. We've got to become solution people, right? We're no longer just individual pieces of an orchestra, right? It's something we put together. And artificial intelligence could be the thing that does that. So what do we do with TheCamel? We looked at 3 major areas where we need that cook recipe. We need a talk. We don't need a motivational speaker. What we need is we get the basics, the foundation, and we use AI for that. What are we talking about? We're talking about basic content, right? That for the average website owner that they just need something that makes sense, describes what they do, makes it a little bit sexy, and away they go from there. So it's basic because as an agency, we've got to have a basic item that we can offer to our clients. When it comes to SEO, when it comes to basic SEO, what we needed is we need basic content. We need little descriptions. Now, we can get a human to write that and it can, take a couple of hours or something, or we can get AI to do it and it'll do it in 30 seconds. We looked at Google Ads and we wanted to get the content for Google Ads. As a basic thing, AI, an application for that, is a simple, cost-effective way to do it. So what does it do to the humans in that case? We've got a lot of people work for TheCamel, and I don't want to fire any of them. All right? I want them there all excited. I want them to earn money. What happens with those people is they've got to level up. All right? As Ness Brown said, they've got to be conductors of an orchestra. They're not going to be in the string section anymore. They're not going to be in the horn section anymore. So what they've got to do, they've got to upskill. Right? Now, we'll help them do that. But they've got to be able to turn it from a cook's recipe into a chef's dish, if you get that, right? They've got to stop about just playing the violin. They've got to look at how can I bring the violin, the trombone, the trumpets, the drums, how can I conduct all that to make a philharmonic orchestra? That's how I see AI, and that's what we're going to do in TheCamel. So we'll use it for a basic foundation. And that's my suggestion to you, right? Start to go out there. Like even the little freelancers, does it AI mean they're going to go to the wayside? If they stick to what they're doing, sorry, maybe you better go and get a job at McDonald's, all right? But if they say, I'm going to use that ChatGPT or whatever, and I'm going to use it as a foundation to give me an idea that I can then use my skill and get bigger and better. So there's a massive future when it comes to AI. There is no need to be afraid of it. All right? My fear now is nothing. I'm excited. Give a clap and a cheer for that one, Jamar. All right? Thank you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited about AI, and you should be. Why? Because, change is an awesome thing, and it gives it an opportunity. As Ness said, I love you, Ness, by the way. All right, get to be the conductor in the orchestra. All right? No more string section, everything else. Start to sit back and think, you know what, we're going to create a philharmonic here. And the next part of the fear was, our customers, they'll go out and buy it. They won't need us. They won't. Why? They don't want to do it. Right? What they want to do is they want to focus on their business. They don't want to employ another person to sit there and use AI, right, to come up with things that you're doing. They won't do that. So don't be afraid of that either. Embrace it. Be excited about it. There is one link that's out there now that has 999 million AI applications that you can pay monthly for, and you can bring them in to enhance your business. You can offer more added value services. You can make everything bigger and better and faster and stronger, Olympic, meaner and leaner, I tell you. So, my thoughts, that's what I'm thinking about AI. Next thing I want to talk about, and this is a little bit of a do to apps chat. All right. Now, every CMS in the world is going to have an AI application interface, blah, blah, blah. But I'm Duda, you're Duda. We don't care what anyone else is doing. What we care about is what Duda's doing. Now, the Duda App Store, which everyone has got in their dashboard, and you can go there and go shopping and get excited about all these wonderful applications that you can use anything. And again, disclaimer, I'm not going to talk about price because basically I don't care. I work on the principle people buy things for three reasons. The people they're dealing with, the product they're buying, and the last on the list is price. We all get all bloody thingy about the price of things, but there's a lot of people out there, they don't care. They care about what's the product, who's got it, who's supplying it, who's supporting it, who's looking after you. That's what they worry about. The last thing they worry about is price. It's us that probably get all excited and demotivated and distressed about price. So let's talk about what Duda's doing. Now, they've introduced this application called digital content. Am I right, Clarissa? Yes. Clarissa played with it all day yesterday because I asked her to, because, got to be honest, kids, when it comes to technical skills, where would I be, Clarissa? Not good. I'm about a 1. Yeah. About a 1. I'm not a technical person, folks. I'm going to actually admit it. Did you know the Duda editor? I can't even open it. Can you believe that? Oh, shock! Shock! Clap and cheer, shock. That's the truth. And look at all the websites TheCamel builds and sells, right? Because I don't worry about it. It's not my job. That's what other people do, right? What I worry about, marketing and selling and making people happy. All right, now, this digital content app. First up, there's a free trial, so you can go and play with it, which is good. I love free trials because they're wonderful to sit back and have a look at it. It's like a test drive, right? You can drive the car around the block and hate it, or you can love it before you buy it, right? That's why I like free trials. Now, why do I like this thing? First of all, it at $9.99 a month, right? It gives you up to 10,000 words, and work it out, the average website, according to Google this morning, Clarissa, the average basic website is 600 to 1,000 words. So that gives you access to 10 sites that you can use this $9.99 for, okay? And what else it gives you? It gives you access to their templates. Now, why is a template good? AI is fantastic because it can give you this wonderful, wonderful idea, but to make it even quicker, use a template. So, digital content, what that's got is, it's got a bunch of templates with a standard response that's sexy. It's all designed to get attention, get people to press buttons, call to action, all that stuff. So instead of you asking AI a question and then sitting back and thinking, well, that's great, but how do I make it work? How do I frame it? The beautiful thing about digital content, you've got templates there to make that all happen. And you can use those templates for website content, digital marketing, social media posts, all that sort of stuff. Makes your life a lot easier. That's why it's a good thing. Next thing is, in that, all their pricing, because they've got several layers, several, $9.99 being the basic one, right? That's unlimited projects. So if you had a one-page website with 75 words on it, you could do lots of them, right? The next thing it has is very sexy. Clarissa, I like this one. Text-to-image generator. Yes. I reckon that's sexy. Now, I don't know if you know this guy, Phil Lecourtier. I hope I said your name right, Phil. Phil has gone absolutely ape on AI, digital content, graphics, and the one he did the other day was absolutely awesome. He had 3 famous politicians. I can't remember who they were, but they were all, these guys are bitter enemies, And he's created this AI image of every one of them hugging each other, and it was brilliant. But he's made all these other images, and basically you can use text to image. So you can type in digital content, I want to see a hamburger with a hat on top, right, that you need for a website, and it will turn that text into a image. And that's sensational, love that. And that's all in digital content. You don't need another application to do that. Next thing is, if you fall on hard times, ladies and gentlemen, they have email support, right? So, what do I think about it? I think it's pretty good. And the thing about it is, like, all of us here, we use ChatGPT to ask questions. We use it to frame an email, right? We use it, like me, I've got to write a blog and I haven't got any bloody idea what I'm going to write. I'll ask ChatGPT for, hey, if you had to write about this, what would you do? And it'll give me that basic framework. The thing I like about this digital content one is, instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4 different apps, you can have that one, okay? So it's good. It's in the App Store. You can have it, what's that called when something's resident? You can have it sitting in your dashboard, right? So you can just pull on it and start using it. All right, it's good. All right, and as I said, give it a try. Use the free trial. So, Duda, you got to clap. Did we clap then? I'm getting pretty good at that. What's it? Thank you. What's the other one at the top? Cheering. Is that cheering? Okay, Duda, we just gave you a cheer and a bit of a shout out. And I'm excited about that. Wow, I'm doing good. I've done 25 minutes. I've got 5 minutes to go because we're going to be 30 minutes today. So, what else did I want to talk about this morning? ChatGPT, what we do with it, again, I recommend this, right? Get that because that's free, right? And you can just have it sitting in the background, and the amount of time you will save yourself is crazy. And, you know, they say time is money, right? You're going to save yourself a lot of money just by asking this thing, hey, what do you reckon about X? Give me, if you've got a customer you're talking to and they're a butcher and you don't know anything about butchers, you can ask ChatGPT, hey, can you give me an overview of the butcher industry? Right? And it'll give you stuff that's really, really great fodder and information, right? And I actually read a funny thing yesterday. This Rabbi Joshua Franklin, Shalom, okay, he's in New York, and he decided he would use ChatGPT, and he wouldn't tell, I don't know, the congregation, Jewish people say congregation? Yeah. He wouldn't tell the congregation it was written by AI. What he said was, brothers and sisters, I have to announce I have plagiarized this week's sermon. And he gave the sermon exactly the way ChatGPT wrote it, and everyone in the congregation, clap. And we're excited. Cheers. Right? And what did he say? This is Rabbi Joshua Franklin. Rabbi says, you're clapping, I'm petrified. And everyone laughed again because he was saying basically ChatGPT will end up being in the pulpit, not him. Not going to happen. Why? Because the rabbi has that ability to take things deeper. Why? He has personal spiritual knowledge, right, of the Torah that he can then turn around and start to inject. He has an understanding of the congregation, the people in there, what they like, what they don't like, what will offend them, what will upset them. He has knowledge of what's going on in his community. But the AI is a great thing, in his case, I wrote a whole sermon, but it's also a great thing for being able to get a foundation going. So, in today's chat on AI, first of all, don't be scared of it, embrace it. Second, there's a lot of things you can use it for in your agency to help you save time, make money, look more professional. Not saying you're no good, but it can make you look better, right? Me, I'm the world's worst speller, right? My grammar sucks, but I write creative words, right? So it can help me. Google searches are good, but for some reason, and it'll be interesting when Bart is available all over the place and we can all see what Bart's going to do, but ChatGPT can give you this like zeroed in search. That's why I love it so much. So embrace it, be excited about it, install some of it. Whoa. Anno Domino. G Still, Derek Anthony, a very good morning from Radio and Dan London. Mate, I love you. How are you? And AD, love you, mate. And I agree with you. And AD's a smart man, so he knows as well, right? Even basic code, because AD's an absolute matrix genius. Basic coder can give you somewhere to start. So embrace it as that. Bring it into your company. For all the freelancers out there, upskill. That's going to be the secret. And you'll be fine. Now, I think that does us for the day. Can you believe that? We did 30 minutes, folks, without an audience. Yay! We did it. And next week, we'll get bigger and better and faster a minute. We'll get Olympic Star Trek. Take this places it's never gone before. I want to say, don't forget the camel, right? So, I hope you got a lot out of that today, right? And I hope you're excited about AI. I'm excited about it. I'm not scared about it anymore. And what I want to do now is I just want to thank everyone. I hope you'll join us every week. All right. And what else do we want to say? I want to thank my sponsors, Jamison Irish Whiskey. Why? It's the sports drink of entrepreneurs. Forget about all that sugar-flavoured stuff. Have yourself 2 whacks of Jamison of a night time and everything looks better. I tell you. The other ones I want to thank is Gillette. Why? Because they do my hair. I think that was pretty good. I also want to thank TheCamel All Access, who's a major sponsor. And if you want to get into not a white label program for hosting websites, but a white label success program, get onto the team and find out about how All Access is a tremendous partner. If you really want to get serious, get with a team, climb Mount Everest, and be super successful. I think that's about it. I think I've covered everything. I'm excited. What's the matter? I want to put Clarissa's head in. Put your head in.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you. And J Mar, put your head in.
Hi.
Thank you. That's my team who will be with me on every webinar, and we'll get bigger and better. And next week, we'll just keep going what we're doing, and we'll see what the subject brings us. Love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you soon. Ta-da.